Is now live. So we are live on 3 different platforms. I just got off the phone with a massive brotherhood of men that holds people accountable. This guy has spent $500,000 on personal development. I've been part of Tony Robbins' Platinum Partnership. I've met some amazing people. One of them just logged in right now. And I went to this brotherhood. It's basically a secret week event. And I'm not really going to talk about the details, but I'll talk about the side effects of it. And one of the things that I was challenged to do, and it was by a Navy SEAL and 8 CEOs, 7 CEOs and 1 social media leader, challenged me to just make videos and put myself out there and stop trying to be perfect and stop trying to figure stuff out and stop trying to deal with lighting. So you guys have seen me for the last 2 days doing videos in my laundry room because I need to be humbled. And I've been just being honest, real, raw, and authentic. And who knew? People will tune into that stuff. Unbelievable. You know, I've been involved with network marketing for the last 4 years. I don't talk about the products because people are like, oh my God, I read something on Facebook. Oh my God, like my spiritualist told me that that's from the devil. So I'm like, screw this, I'm not going to talk about that. I talk about Tony Robbins. Oh my God, he's so new age. Like, you know, Christians shouldn't be involved. So I'm like, all right, I won't talk about Tony Robbins either. I talk about being pro-life. Oh my God, you're a horrible human being. You don't mind. Why are you against killing babies? You should just let... And I'm like, okay, I won't talk about being pro-life. Jesus, can I not talk about anything on social media? So I got off. Forget it. Screw it. I'm not doing it anymore. Until recently, when I was at this amazing brotherhood. Because men do sharpen men. Iron sharpens iron, so men shall sharpen men. This comes from Proverbs, I think. I see I'm a good Christian. I don't even know my scriptures. And that is so true. So I just got off of this Brotherhoods call. We had an awesome accountability recap for the week. We're doing work every single day that takes our life to the next level on 4 main areas. Our body, our being, means connection to God. Our bonds, marriage or dating relationships or just connections to humanity. And our businesses. Okay, now I'm a missionary, guys. Mario St. Francis, haven't you seen me speaking at Catholic conferences? Of course you haven't, because some of you aren't Catholic. You don't go to conferences. You're not a church. You're running businesses. You ain't got time for that. But what about guys like me? See, I discovered Platinum Partnership for Tony Robbins when a brother of mine, a brother in Christ, business partner of mine, took me to my first Tony Robbins experience. Woo! Amazing. Phenomenal. Called UPW, Unleash the Power Within. Holy moly, that was just... Whew, I've been in 12-step meetings. I've been in church groups. Okay, I've been around some really cool stuff. I've been at World Youth Day, which is the world's largest youth festival in the world. 3 million people, and I've been there responsible for about 3,000 of them. Being one of the leaders, being one of the social media guys, and nothing has compared to what I experienced at Tony Robbins. So I signed up for an expensive what I call the $1 Million Club. And actually, again, I met one of my brothers who's watching here right now. Beautifully divine, providential. I thought he was the devil. Trying to tell me what to do with my life. But badass men will tell you when you need to level up and to man up and to stop whining and bitching and complaining. You know what he told me? He said, you need to just get out on YouTube and start talking. You just need to start gabbing. Because if you've been around the world on every continent and spoken and people are writing you letters for years to come saying you changed their lives, then just get back out there. I'm like, oh no, you don't understand. I need an agent. I need a publicist. Social media, you got to be a guru. You have to be like a 12-year-old out there to be famous nowadays. You got to take your clothes off. I'm not doing that. I'm a Christian guy. And he's like, you know how many, he was so frustrated with me. And I ended up leveling up even more than Tony Robbins' Platinum Partnership and got involved with this brotherhood. And we just got off of our team call. Wow. I'm telling you, I've been in the deepest, most beautiful spiritual ecstasies of life that life has to offer throughout my life. Mario St. Francis, Catholic Youth Evangelist, Miami model, what is it? Miami Playboy to Jesus Christ Superstar, as one magazine put it. I've been in monasteries. I've been around the world. I've been sleeping on the floor. I've eaten out of trash cans. I've slept on, I think I even slept out on the street once. And it was amazing. Spiritually, I mean, the St. Francis part of my name, like, just so many amazing things have happened. but they only happen to me. I'd have to be invited to a school or to a conference or to a retreat to share that story with other people. And their responses have been phenomenal. But I was able to do that as a single person. I'm married, have 2 kids now. I can't just sleep on couches and do things for donations when those donations are, a couple $100 if I'm lucky. So suddenly the concepts of business start coming up. And man, one of my brothers who's on here now, Catholic youth minister, turns around and starts killing it with 6-7-figure income like 2 years later. I'm like, how the hell did you do that? What do I got to do? You know what he told me? You got to suffer. He was being evicted basically from where he lived. And he had to figure stuff out really fast. And when men feel the pressure of life, they become really creative. When men and women feel the pressure of life, they start to become focused on results, not thinking about their feelings. This guy with his, I don't even know at the time, 3 or 4 children, losing where he lives, and he had to figure it out. And he went from being a Catholic youth minister, and they make like, I don't know, $40,000 a year, and are working like, I don't know, how many hours are in a day? 24 hours? They're working like 23 hours a day, all for the glory of God. And that's great. I love doing work for God. But why the hell are Christians and people doing work for God so poor? And why is it okay with everybody? Oh, because Jesus said, that it'll be more difficult for a wealthy man to enter the kingdom of heaven than the camel to enter through the eye of the needle. And so Christians, some of us, are terrible at business. We don't level up and feel proud of making 6-7 figures. But you know who pays for me to travel around the world? People with 6 and 7 figure incomes. And they're Christians. So I'm like racking my brain. I'm thinking, okay, so I need people with money who believe in my mission in order for me to keep doing what I'm doing. Because I'm not getting paid doing it. Because you see, when I said yes to God, I just said, you're right. Doors opened. I would pray. Holy cow. You see doors open? Absolutely. Let's see, who is that? Dead Love on Periscope? Absolutely. I prayed. Listen, I went around the world 3 times. I've been on 6 continents preaching. I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have an agent. I just went. You're absolutely right. Doors will open when you pray. When you get connected with God, when you get connected with, as some of you might call the universe, when you get connected with power, with energy, whatever works for you. I know we've got a varied group here. Things do happen. Absolutely. But I've been seeing a historical issue of my friends, the best people on the planet, the best hearts, standing for the most beautiful, pure virtues and society building concepts. But we ain't got no money. We do. Some of us are born with business talent. Some of us have to develop it. And guess what? I wasn't born with it, and I figured, do I have to develop it? So I saw a video. It was about a men's brotherhood, a group, an accountability, a business mastery, an event that's like Navy SEALs meet a retreat, meet life coaching, meet, I don't even know. When men get together and they're led by a phenomenal leader, great things happen. And I know a lot of you are born and raised Catholics, and you're not going there anymore because you're just like, oh man, they're just out of touch. And now you've been enlightened through other things. I get it. I understand. I didn't understand it back then. I get it now. I get it. But I'm not jumping ship. I've gotten quiet on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope for the last 4 years. Oh, God bless you. That's awesome. Thank you for that story. Again, Dead Love. I left God for a long time. And then I was totally into him, and I was preaching around the world. Look at this. 3 CD set. Look at that. confession, interview with a fashion model, CDs. I got CDs of my story, magazines. Look, more CDs, World Youth Day pilgrimages, taking people to see the Pope, 3 million. Oh, yeah, it's been great. I've been changing lives. Absolutely beautiful. But when you get married and you have kids and you're trying to change lives as a missionary, it takes a lot of fortitude. But does it have to be that way? Do we have to be like that? Or couldn't we just kind of figure out some business skills? And what do you do when you're a Catholic looking around for business skills? Sure, there's Catholic networking groups. Sure, there's other things like that. What about men in general? Forget being Catholic or Christian. What about men in general? We need a tribe. Men need men for sure. And I know that with the passion now because I've leveled up. I joined a group of men. We just had our live event about 2 weeks ago. Mind-blowing. Holy cow. 4 days that felt like 100 days. Every day I have to register my progress of the day and my activity of the day. And I have to grow my life in my body, my fitness, my health, exercise and diet, my being, my connection with God, pray, meditate, journal, or read. My business, I have to execute in my business and I have to learn or teach something in my business. And in my, I don't even know what the rest of it is. What did I say? Body, being, business, and bonds. Your marriage. Okay, my name is Octavia. I just joined the group. So we got people here that are joining us from all different backgrounds of my life. God bless you guys for joining in. If you're just tuning in and you're wondering what's going on, I've got YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Periscope Live, and I was challenged by a group of men, a group of badass men, to just click start on my video camera and share my heart, my mind, my soul, my experiences. Because I've been around the world on a mission to inspire, educate, and motivate. I have preached to hundreds of thousands. I've been at World Youth Days about 7 times. I lead pilgrimages to World Youth Day. I have CDs, DVDs. People have told me how I've changed their lives. But I'm that typical story of that Christian minister or missionary who's not making money. Yes, the group is solely for men. They're working on something for women. It's been 3 years that they've been doing this, and they're 99% are CEOs. 99.5% of the men are CEOs. There's only 80 something men in the country that have joined this so far, and it's just phenomenal. Your vibe is your tribe. Who you're around with. My dad said, "Dime con quien andas y te digo quién eres." Tell me who you spend your time with and I'll tell you who you are. And at the time that he said that, I had the cops interviewing me to find out why I stole a stereo out of a guy's car that I knew. How I had negotiated or conned this guy out of his stereo. And my dad's like, "What the heck is wrong with you? Why would you do that?" He said, I was like, "Oh, well, I've got issues and problems, Dad." And when the cops were at my house, my dad's like, "Dude, I don't even understand what's going on. Who are you hanging out with?" And it turns out that they had a history. I was hanging out with the gang in high school. And my dad says, "Tell me who you spend your time with and I'll tell you who you are." And a lot of you might be professionals. Great. You've got marriages. Great. You got your kids. Great. Things are going good. But are you taking your life to that next level? You see, I'm never satisfied with where I'm at. I want to go deeper in my faith. I want to go deeper in my business. I want to go deeper in my marriage. I want to go deeper in my connection with God. And I've spent about 4 years under the radar. My life felt shameful. I had very difficult things happen in my life. And as a Catholic youth evangelist traveling the world and speaking, and when life hands you lemons, you get advised by some people to just hang up the towel and go work a normal 9 to 5. As if Christian ministry is only for those who are perfect. Those who, of course, we're all sinners, they'll say. But, I mean, come on, when you screw up real big time, I mean, God forbid divorce into your life, or, what if unplanned pregnancies happen in your life? Oh, I mean, they just say, oh, what if bankruptcy enters your life? I mean, come on, dude. What if, you have some sin that becomes public? And so we start to lose people that are in the struggle, that want to keep working at themselves, and we put people who are willing to volunteer in positions of ministry and preaching, which is why so many of us just get tired hopping from church to church, because everybody screws up. Everybody has issues. And I've been hiding under the radar, started a landscaping company, doing sort of this retreat of St. Joseph. If you have, I'm going to use a lot of Christian references for some of you that are chiming in and don't know a lot of my past. I've been internationally renowned Catholic, Christian, motivational speaker telling my story. 6 continents, hundreds of conferences. Chiaretta, welcome to Periscope. We've got Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Periscope here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks, Nyla. Thanks, Anthony, Joaquin, Amanda, Maria. We've got people from all different walks of life, from all different backgrounds. And you're like, what the heck does this guy have to be saying on Facebook? Especially my neighbors, I'm sure. What I'm trying to say is that I just got off of my business coaching call, or my life coaching call, and we're about 89 men around the country, just men. They almost have to be CEOs. They allowed me to go in there just because I've been a person of influence, not over the last few years. I've been hiding and on retreat the last few years, just getting my shit together, basically. And I have discovered, after being involved with Tony Robbins conferences, becoming a platinum partner, which I call it his $1 Million Club, I've met some of the best people there, that there's phenomenal, energetic, willing to give you feedback, willing to inspire you, hand you a book, ask you how you're doing. There's people out there who are like that. And when you spend time with them, your life can feel energized. But then there's other people who can come across as judgy, as better, higher than thou. And if we spend time with them, and they might be family, and you might actually be expecting to see them on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Now's a time of a lot of stress. There's a family that you're born into, and then there's a family that you create. Your vibe is your tribe. I can only speak for men. Men need men that will hold them to a higher standard. Great, you're making money. Awesome. Your kid's alive. Your wife is still with you. Awesome. But is that really living? Is that really life? I say no. We need to be challenged. And some men feel it on their heart, and they'll feel that, yes, there's groups, like there's Boy Scouts. What about Man Scouts? There's fraternities, but what about fraternal badasses? What about Fight Club meets Wolf of Wall Street meets, Mother Teresa? I don't know. People who are connecting with their body, their being, their bonds, and their business. That does exist. I've been blessed to be part of this organization. You're talking about questions I've been asking myself. Well, praise God. Good. I've not been on social media because I've got a complex of I'm a model. Wait, my modeling pictures are over there. I won't show you. But, I'm a fashion model. I'm an actor. I've been in soap operas. I've been in magazines. If I'm going to be online, people need to see my good side. Look, my necklace is even crooked. I don't care. That's been the big breakthrough that I had, is just get out there, put stuff, be real, be raw, be authentic. That's my $1 million contribution to the world, to be real, raw, and authentic. I hit 40. I lost 40 pounds. I spent $40,000 in personal development, got a coach, got a group of badass individuals to be around. That's an amazing life. Paddleboarding, doing handstands on a paddleboard. I'm doing handstand push-ups now. Yeah. At 40 is when people are like, oh, yeah, your gut comes out and, you lose it all at 40. Why? Why does everybody say that, oh, yeah, I'm 30 now. Oh, I'm 40 now. Oh, I'm 50. Of course my knees hurt. BS. I'm a muscular therapist, man. You got muscle pains and problems, I can help you. And that's where the business lack of my experience has been killing me, because I could actually throw some videos together and start to create a subscription platform to help people get out of pain. Somebody's asking me a great question here. So, for those of you that are tuning in, Mario St. Francis, lay Catholic evangelist, model, actor, been somebody who has been in the heights of spiritual ecstasy and the lows of human tragedy, and gained 40 pounds, had 2 kids, still have 2 kids, my wife, and just like, man, there's got to be more. I've been speaking on stages around the world, and people say, dude, that's for kids. You got to grow up. You got to be a man. Now you got to get a business now. You got to contribute to the big picture. You know how many people I've spent time with over the last few months who have the big picture, but they don't have their marriages intact. Their bodies have fallen to shit. and they've lost their connection with God. And those are the things that I'm passionate about. The business, not so much. Even a thriving business that I've had in the last couple of years has fallen apart. Because my heart has a passion for human connection, for inspiring and educating, for personal development, life coaching, wellness coaching, helping people in their marriage, helping children to just feel inspired. Children, I'm talking like 16, 17-year-olds. I've spoken to audiences as young as like 12 or 8 years old. Neck pain. Okay, I keep seeing you saying neck pain. And somebody's asking me, what is my biggest fear? Oh, I don't have a big fear now. Go to an amazing, phenomenal event, travel experience, have men holding you accountable, and they'll kick the fear right out of you. They'll have you man up. Although now you mention it, one of my fears is a lot of negative feedback, or actually just one negative feedback, one negative thing. Holy cow. Can you believe it? Can you believe a guy? Okay, here. We talked about modeling. I mean, these are modeling pictures, right? This guy, that guy, I know him. He happens to spend every night in my bed. Yes. No, I'm married to a woman. I'm not rolling like that. That model, insecure, got issues. So maybe if you're not a model and not out there doing all these magazines, maybe you got issues too, and maybe I can talk about them, and maybe we can connect and be inspired. Well, guess what? I've been doing that. Personal development, Tony Robbins, life coaching, phenomenal, life-changing, awesome. So I just want to inspire, educate, and motivate others to face their fears. So here's what they had me do. As I left this event, I'm driving from New York City back to Washington, D.C. I got out my camera and I just hit record. I wasn't thinking, what's the good platform where there's high analytics of contributors that will lead to likes and sponsored ads? And what lighting could I use that would make my face look something inspirational, motivational? No, I said, stop. I'm just going to hit record. I'm just going to talk. 2 people reached out to me almost instantly, telling me that they were feeling lost in a hard place. And I offer to people life coaching, wellness coaching. Give me a call. We can talk on the phone for an hour. I've learned a lot of great techniques to help them through almost anything. Now that we've been doing videos for a couple times, it's a little harder for me to spend time. You know, I'll spend like an hour, although that's turned into 3, and helping, inspiring. So I turned on that video, I did my thing, I shared my heart. I don't even remember what I talked about. What do you think of SJW? What is SJW? But to think that by being real, raw, and authentic, that I've inspired and touched somebody's life, losing their faith in God, they lost their relationship, losing their job. Oh my God, that's like the triple threat. I don't know, 30, I forget, there's like a significant birthday in their life. And I was like, well, I can talk to you. I can, like, you want to work on your results? You want to get some results? You want to break through some of those limitations? And I don't know. You can chime in, let me know how it went for you. I think it went very well. We have got a lot of exciting things happening in your life since we talked last week. So I love helping people. And I said, hey, by the way, I'm curious. Why did you click